What if the life you are building right now is the very thing destroying you? In a village forgotten by time, an old man spoke his final words. What he confessed made the entire village fall silent. Some wept, others walked away in fear, because his regret was not about what he failed to do. It was about what he refused to stop doing. In a valley where the mountains touched the clouds, there lived a man named Soren. His village was small, nestled between ancient forests and a river that sang through every season. The air smelled of pine and wood smoke. Lanterns glowed amber at dusk. Children played on paths worn smooth by 10 generations of footsteps. Soren was a potter. His hands had shaped clay since boyhood, learning from his father who learned from his father before him. The village loved his work. Simple bowls, sturdy jars, vessels that held water and grain, and the quiet needs of daily life. But Soren was not content. He watched merchants pass through the valley carrying ceramics from distant cities, glazed pieces with golden patterns, vases so thin they seemed to hold light itself. The merchant spoke of master potters who lived in palaces, whose names were known across kingdoms. Soren began to believe his simple work was not enough. He believed greatness waited somewhere beyond the valley. And so, one autumn morning, he told his wife he would leave. He would find the masters. He would learn their secrets. He would return as someone worthy of remembrance. She watched him walk into the mist, carrying nothing but a small bag and a heart full of hungry wanting. Soren traveled for months. He crossed rivers swollen with rain. He climbed mountain passes where the wind cut like a blade. He slept in barns and temple doorways and beneath trees that whispered of travelers long forgotten. At last, he reached a city of marble and gold. He found the workshop of a master whose vases sold for more than a farmer earned in a lifetime. Soren begged to become an apprentice. The master, amused by his simple village clothes, agreed to let him stay. For 5 years, Soren learned. He learned to mix glazes with ground minerals. He learned to shape forms so delicate they seemed impossible. His hands grew more skilled than they had ever been, and yet, when he finished his first masterwork, he felt nothing. The joy he expected did not arrive. He told himself he simply needed to create something greater. He spent 3 more years perfecting his technique. He created pieces that made wealthy collectors gasp. His name began to spread, but the emptiness remained. He thought perhaps recognition was not enough. Perhaps he needed wealth. So he opened his own workshop. He hired apprentices. He sold his work to nobles and foreign traders. Gold filled his coffers. He bought fine robes. He ate from silver plates. And still, the hollow ache in his chest refused to leave. He told himself he simply needed more. More commissions, more prestige, more proof that he was not the simple village potter he had once been. Decades passed. Soren's hair turned white. His hands began to tremble. He had not returned to his village in 40 years. His wife had died. His children had grown and scattered without him. The river of his boyhood still sang, but he had not heard it since that autumn morning long ago. One night, Soren sat alone in his grand workshop, surrounded by his creations. Hundreds of pieces lined the walls, each one perfect, each one hollow. He realized he could not name a single moment from the past 40 years that had brought him peace. Every achievement had only created hunger for the next. Every prize had only revealed another prize beyond it. He had spent his entire life chasing a horizon that moved every time he approached it. The truth broke over him like a cold wave. He had not been building a life. He had been running from one. He had abandoned everything real in pursuit of a satisfaction that did not exist. And now he was old, alone, and surrounded by beautiful objects that meant nothing. Soren returned to his village to die. The journey took weeks. His body was frail, but something pulled him back to the valley where the air smelled of pine and the river still sang. The villagers barely recognized him. He gathered them in the square where he had once sold his simple bowls, and he spoke. He told them about the palaces and the gold. He told them about the praise and the prestige. And then he told them the truth. None of it had ever been enough. Every achievement had only sharpened his hunger. Every prize had only revealed another prize beyond it. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. It is the human tendency to return to a baseline level of happiness regardless of external gains. We chase wealth, status, success, believing they will finally make us feel complete. But the moment we achieve them, our expectations rise. The joy fades, and we find ourselves running again, faster and more desperate, towards a finish line that does not exist. Soren had spent 40 years on the treadmill, and he had arrived nowhere. You are on this treadmill too. Perhaps you believe the next promotion will bring peace. Perhaps you think a bigger home, a better title, a more impressive life will finally quiet the voice that says, you are not enough. But Soren's story is a mirror. The treadmill does not care how fast you run. It only cares that you keep running. The peace you seek is not ahead of you. It was never ahead of you. It lives in the simple bowl you already hold, in the river that already sings outside your door, in the life that is already yours, waiting to be noticed. What are you chasing that you already have?